Okay, so the thing is about anybody who's emotionally dark, no one likes you because you're so dark and filthy in your heart. That's not a that's a darkness, but it's not enough to condemn you to planet consumption. Oops. Uh, Only the evil, wicked people go there. Like evil people who doesn't care. Like corporations, like the drug dealers, who them and the government. I can't help it. Got together, got rid of the heroin dealer by taking over the poppy fields. Now they control the heroin, and oxys are all over the fucking place, killing new kids, not just the hippies, like in the old days. Now it's regular children they're killing. See, those angry fathers are getting so angry too. They've had enough, and rightly so. I don't know how this is going to go down. We need an intervention. We need help. We need from those who love Edom, their mother, and not the light of their father. You see, and that's the thing inside people. Um, this whole Yaldabaoth thing is complicated. It's been explained already, but it's God's fault, not ours, and He hates to see even the wicked, evil people get um, condemned to that kind of hell, because that's what it would be. Even though they put us through hell, we live through fucking hell, emotional hell. Now, like the people who Bayer, they had all kinds of infected AIDS, infected blood, knew about it, but sold it to a third world country who didn't know about it instead of losing the money, and killed how many people? Who knows? Gave people AIDS? Who knows? I don't know. But that's a fact. That's the truth. And all the money hungry people who do things like that they're all gone. You're all gone. Unless you realign and get rid of that dark feminine element named Edom, um, directing Naas, N-A apostrophe A-S. Those are the names of the dark feminine. And the ego is really Naas's voice, telling you dark negative things that create dark negative emotional flows of shit that go through your heart to make you feel bad about yourself. They have to do that. The lower self-worth, make you feel bad about yourself in order to then to control your higher self. Because your higher self, if subdued like that, and you believe it, and everybody does, every child does. And this attack is in childhood, so this is an incredibly delicate situation, and we hate the people that do those evil, terrible things. But the the only thing that matters to him is to save as many as you can, and if you're automatically forgiven, and if you can realign, you're forgiven, because he started it. He has to be accountable for it. He doesn't want to lose anybody to being subdued by a pedophile, because that's what this is. It's the human will removal formula physical pedophiles use on physical children, but targeting their spiritual children. The same thing. Uh, they target the emotional truth, the spiritual daughter, and its belief, the spiritual son. That's what those are symbolized as, those two things of life birthed in the moment from new experience. That's life. That's also communication with him, with the feminine element, the mother god. Her name is Barbello, and his masculine element, the son of God. Now, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know what's going on there. Um, it's a big family of gods. At the same time, it's one God with, like we produce our spiritual children, new beliefs. That's what it is. But So if you had a belief, you formed a belief from an emotional truth, that belief would become a person and a God. That's how it works in heaven. So, and we go back to heaven, and because we are gods, we come from this. He's sharing the seed with us, making us gods, making us like him. But we have to earn it by getting rid of the darkness. You see, it's the emotional darkness that's the culprit. If you can get rid of that, then you're fine. That's how easy it is to be unpossessed, because that's what we are, possessed. Possessed in a way that turns us into a living zombie like behavior. We don't know anything about ourselves. We're dead inside. Our emotional structure is deadened to the point where we don't want to feel anything, and we're just numb. So what do? We look to things to consume, to distract ourselves from that emptiness. So, and that's all the zombie does, is consume, consume, consume. And that's all he's hungry for, consumption, you see? Same with us when we're in that deadened emotional state where all we're doing is consuming or controlling. And that's a consumption, by the way, trying to control. Everything is a consumption of another human being if you're trying to control them. You have to consume them first, emotionally, you see? Through the human will removal formula, which requires the lie to first a thin sliver of truth taken away from the purity form of truth. That's the broken law right there. The word of God is the word of truth that describes the purity of it, not a thin sliver of it. The thin sliver is taken, the rest is tossed out and exploited then. And that's how pedophiles attack children emotionally in their spiritual children. That's how that ass attacks you in your spiritual children the same way. He doesn't want physical sex with you. He just wants to subdue your higher self, the God self that you were born as naturally. You see? I do. So, yeah, wicked, evil motherfuckers. His hope is to get you and to save you. So that's my hope too, right? And that's why our hope, not just mine. There's ours. Like there's, it's not just me. I'm a student. I learned this stuff. I know how to tell you what I learned. That's all. Okay. And you should have seen me before. I was like, whew. 3 full-time years back alley junkie, no home. That's where my programming got me. My consumption got me. My lowered self got me. My deadened structure, emotional structure got me. And if my emotional structure didn't get me, I wouldn't have done that. The thing is, it did, and I did do that, but I learned a whole lot of stuff from it. That's the thing. It actually helped in understanding a deeper sense of my own wisdom. So that's incredible. Pain does that. Pain has a way to show you these things in your depth. Like that's serious talking to God, by the way. When you're in your emotional depth and you're understanding the wisdom in depth, that's when you're tight with God speaking. Where the word of truth is still pure, because you're there. You want that and you're pure. That's when you talk to God. In wisdom. In emotional wisdom. You see, that's the communication element. Lots to study. I gotta go.